Jesus was trying to prove to them that he did not die and resurrected. So that was not what I said. And finally he said Quran copied certain percentage of Quran are copied from the Bible. Quran copied from the Bible. I was shocked that the pastor was not even trembling or shaking in making this statement. Is there any mention in the Quran that, as it is written in the book of Genesis chapter 19 verse 30, Prophet Lot, who happens to go to a Mount Zoar with his two daughters, and they realized that there was no man existing on earth, and they decided to give their father drink. He drank and get out of his senses, and the first daughter lied down with him on the first day and bear a son with her father, and she advised the younger one. On the next day, she gave the father a drink, he drank, and she lied down with her father. Prophet Lot, incest, a father, a prophet of God, committing incest, illegal sexual intercourse with his two daughters and bear sons. Is this in the Quran? Can you get this in the Quran? Judah, who is among the ancestral lineage of Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, in the book of Matthew, in chapter 1, verse 1 to 3, Judah is among the ancestral lineage of Jesus. What happened to Judah? He had illegal sexual intercourse with his daughter-in-law. He was moving when he was going to a place, and he saw Tamar, the wife of his son, by the side of the street. He thought she was a prostitute. Meaning he was a humanizer, looking after prostitutes. So when he saw her, he thought she was a prostitute. He went near her, said, "Woman, will thou allow me to go in unto you?" She said, "What will you give me to come in into me?" He said, "What will I give you?" He said, "I will give you a kid from the flock, a sheep from my flock of animals. I will send you a sheep." She said, "Give me a pledge." He said, "What pledge will I give you?" She said, "Give me your signet, your bracelet, and the staff in your hand." And he gave her the signet, the bracelet, and the staff, and he went into her. Judah, he went into her to commit sexual illegal intercourse without knowing that she was his daughter-in-law. He thought she was a prostitute, and that was how she gets conceived. And she gave birth to Perez and Zara of Tamar. These Perez and Zara of Tamar, who are children of incest, they are among the ancestral lineage of Jesus in the book of Matthew. They are among the fathers of Jesus in the book of Matthew. Can you see this way in the Quran? David climbed the tower of his house, and he saw the wife of his neighbor. She was bathing. She entices him. He called on her and have sexual illegal intercourse with her. And when she sent him a message the next day that she was with a child, he now engineered another mother. He sent her husband into war, and he said they should withdraw, let them kill the husband, and he married her. Is this in the Quran? The grandson of David, Reuben, also entered the top of the tent that was arranged for him on the top of the palace, and he had sexual intercourse with his father's concubine, meaning his father's wife. A concubine is a wife synonymously in the Bible, because Abraham was said to have carried the third wife named Keturah in the book of Genesis chapter 25 verse 1. The same has been reported in the book of 1 Chronicles in chapter 1 verse 30 to Abraham take a concubine Keturah. So Keturah is used synonymously with a wife, a concubine and a wife. And that was how Reuben, the grandson of David, also had illegal sexual intercourse with the wife of his father. Can you find that in the Bible? There are so many incests you can cite up. The Bible says concerning Abraham, he committed incest with his own sister. Sarah, according to the Bible, in the book of Genesis in chapter 20 verse 12, the Bible says, Abraham said, "Sarah is my sister, the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. How can your sister of the same father be your wife?" This is an incest. The Bible says a man cannot marry his sister. This is confirmed in the book of Leviticus in chapter 18 verse 9. It is an incest for you to marry your own sister, either of the same father or born of the same mother, either born abroad or born in the house. The Bible says it's an unlawful thing for you to have marriage with your sister, and it's it's an offense that is worthy of punishment. In the book of Leviticus in chapter 20 verse 11 to 17, it is an offense worth of death that Abraham committed incest with his own sister. Is this also in the Bible? In the glorious Quran? Go to the book of Song of Samuel, Song of Solomon, in chapter 4 from verse 1 to verse 3. Read how the description of a woman is given. Behold, you are beautiful. Your cheeks are like this. Your neck like this. Your breast like this. Your thigh like this. Your this. A description of a woman. In the book of God, can you find this in the glorious Quran? A pastor is telling me that Quran has been got from the Bible.